Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys. I say this every time. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Salute, man. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to Charlie Hustle, Party Artie #1. My brother Primos is in the building. I see, man, Matson, DeMarcus Ware, my dog, Ruthless, Jeffrey Wilson. Come on, man. Willis is in the building. Philip Vargas. Salute to everybody. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. We're about 800, maybe a little less than that, away from 20K. I can't wait to hit that because I want to do a big OakLosVegas giveaway, and I can't do that without you guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Shout out to Kenny Mack. I see my brother Ghost Snipers in the building. Gio, Raider Ryan, man. Salute to my guy. Salute. And if you guys want to become a member of the channel like Ghost Sniper, Kenny, and Ryan, man, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. I appreciate you guys. Non-members, members, equally, all love, man. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Got some things to talk about, some stuff about Josh Jacobs that I want to kind of pick your guys' brain about. And then I want to talk about maybe some surprise starters. Okay. This may be a little early. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but I do want to talk about a few guys that I'm looking at, and seeing the production that they put out there in the first preseason game and saying, maybe if they keep this up, they may be able to steal one of these starting spots. Do not be shocked. So I want to talk about that, man. Once again, you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. Let me know, where are you guys watching the show from right now? What city, what state? Are you at work? Are you at your girl house? You at the side chick house? Where are you today? Let me know down in the comments section. Let me see what up with CJ, my dog, that content. You already know what time it is, man. Let me see. Carlos, we're going to talk about it, brother. We're definitely going to talk about that today. Definitely going to talk about it, man. Salute to you, bro. Already 200 deep in the chat, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. Longview. I see San Jose, Salt Lake City, New York, Oregon. Let's go. We got Gilroy in the building. Sacramento, my hometown. Shout out to Matt in the building. It's at 106 in Sac. God damn, bro. Indiana, Dubai. Okay. We all over the place today, man. Salute, salute. Let me see. Southside San Bernardino. Shout out to my dog, Eddie. I see my boy Rube is in Long Beach. Salute to my dog. Let me see. Sincal says, what's good, Graph? I'm curious to see which receivers we end up keeping on the 53-man roster. Our wide receiver room is deep. And we could touch on that a little bit today too, Sincal. I think a few guys kind of show, some things the other day. I know Keelan Cole, showed, he did some things out there, got a touchdown and had a couple receptions. We talked about this on yesterday's show, though. There are a few guys that I kind of looked at like, Philip Dorsett. Yes, he is a former New England Patriot, speedster. He's a little up there in age, on the wrong side of 30. I thought that maybe he would make this team as kind of like a player coach. You know what I mean? They kept Brandon Bolden around to play special teams and as like an emergency running back, right? I assume that they maybe do the same thing for Philip Dorsett. But at this point, I don't know, man. The way he looked out there, they may move on from him. But, there's Wilkerson was out there as well, right? Another former New England Patriot that I don't think is going to make this roster. But we are very, very stacked at the wide receiver room. And I'm excited. We're going to talk about that as well. Let me see. Hanks' hottest of hot take. Trayvon loses. Ooh, okay. Wow. Loses that free spot to Palomar. Okay. We're going to talk. Okay. Shout out to my dog, Hank. You know, that's a hot take right there. Salute to my family elite in the building as well. You already know what time it is, man. Let's talk about it, okay? So we all seen the game Sunday. We went out there and murdered the 49ers in in preseason game 1, 34-7. There was some bright spots. I mean, look, there really was more bright spots than not, right? There was only a few players that we looked at and were like, damn, they really didn't hold it down. But most of our guys showed up. You know what I mean? I talked about this on yesterday's show. You know, Jermaine Illuminor was out there. He got some reps. You know, being the starting right tackle last year and kind of seeing him out there early, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, that spot is out there to be taken. You know what I mean? With them splitting reps at training camp right now with him and Mumford, and then Mumford going out there. He had I believe 20 plus snaps yesterday at tackle. They've been kind of battling it out at camp, but to see Illuminor out there get a few reps, and then to see Dalton Wagner, our 6'8" right tackle, UDFA out of Arkansas. That position is for the taking, you guys. Before we did this, before we got to training camp and we were just talking all off season about these guys, I thought Jermaine Illuminor just clearly had the right tackle spot with Mumford probably taking that position next year once Illum's 1 year is up. But man, Dalton Wagner was a force to be reckoned with out there, man. And I want to see what he looks like against ones. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping and praying that they keep him out there more. He gets more reps these next 2 games against the Rams and Cowboys, because you can't teach what he has, you guys. I believe that he is a depth piece. And I agree, 207. I thought that this was a guy that they were going to develop, right? Put him on the practice squad, kind of develop him. But if he keeps up what he's doing right now, these next 2 weeks, he may have to make this 53-man roster. I know you can protect him here and there, but I wouldn't want to put him on the practice squad. I do look at him as more of a development piece. But if you look at what he did in Arkansas, I'm going to be honest. That guy's a baller, man. He's a baller. Look, Mumford and Jermaine Illuminor are both getting reps in preseason game 1. That right tackle spot is up for grabs. Up for grabs. I'm telling you right now. And 207, I agree with Sanjit. Shout out to my brother Sanjit. We're going to have a show sometime this week. The technique is, there is some issues there with this technique. I mean, he's 6'8", 6'9". You know what I mean? Let's keep it a band. There's going to be something there. You know what I mean? That's a big dude. But you have the right guy there to groom him in Carmen Brasillo. You know what I mean? You can't teach what he has. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's still it's far-fetched. I'm not saying that Wagner is going to go in there and steal that right tackle spot. But do not be shocked, because we see that they are working all these guys out on the O-line to see who's going to get that spot. And to see Loom get some reps, to see Mumford out there getting reps, which I expected Mumford to be out there. He's a second-year guy, 7th-round guy. I expected him but to see Jermaine out there getting some reps. And what I looked at and I seen that right tackle was Dalton Wagner outperformed both those guys. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I got to go back and watch the tape. I rewatched a lot of stuff last night, you guys, because I was at the game and I was at the alumni party. So there was so much going on and talking to players and building relationships, right? I didn't really get a chance to watch every snap, but I did go back and watch some stuff last night. And man, I'm telling you, that guy looked really, really good out there. So keep an eye on Dalton Wagner. If he can keep this up, you know what I mean? Yes, Justin Heron is going to get cut. Well, I definitely agree. I don't think he makes this roster. But at the least, maybe Dalton Wagner takes Brandon Parker's spot. You know what I mean? He is kind of like that backup right tackle, and he can kick in the guard as well. And Brandon Parker can technically play left tackle. I think that was his natural position. But he looked bad last year in the Hall of Fame game at left tackle. Terrible. But keep an eye on Dalton Wagner. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a far-fetched. It's very far-fetched, you guys. But keep an eye on that young guy. If he can continue to do this these next 2 preseason games, and Jermaine keeps struggling with the penalties at camp, and Mumford doesn't develop in year 2, that is a guy to keep an eye on. I'm definitely keeping an eye on, man. Dalton Wagner, right guard. I assume, right, Moody was going to come in and steal that spot. I didn't want Alex Bars there. You guys know I'm just not a big fan of Alex Bars. I know he's a veteran. I know, Carmen Bracillo likes guys that can, he can play all across the line. But me personally, I never thought that Alex Bars can win that right guard spot. I thought it was going to be Moody. And then when I seen the first depth chart, they had him as the backup left guard. And then he had left guard reps. And he looked really, really good, you guys. He looked really, really good against the Niners. But that is Dylan Parham's spot. That is Parham's spot at left guard. We'll know more about what's going on with him. I believe it is a concussion. I think we'll know more along the lines of what's going on with Parham tomorrow. Probably tomorrow or Thursday. But look, if Moody doesn't, if Moody keeps performing the way he does, maybe they just move him to right guard, which I initially had him starting at right guard. Once again, you guys, Van Rotten looked good out there. But, maybe they kick Mumford inside and they have Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle. I don't know. But keep an eye, and I keep saying this, on McClendon Curtis. Another guy that looked really good out there. And I do believe that he can steal that right guard spot. This is a regime, you guys, that is not so prideful, right? Our previous regime, I felt like with Gruden and with Mayock, they draft these guys really young, or early, right? Like a Alex Leatherwood, draft him in the first round, and they just give him the job, right? Because it's a pride thing. They took a chance on him. Jonathan Abram was starting safety year 1, first round guy, right? Clee instantly was a first round guy. You're a starter. Like, this is a regime that is known for drafting guys late. They'll get studs in the 5th, 6th round, 7th round, UDFAs. These guys have no pride. They're going to put the best player out there. And we're kind of seeing the results in training camp right now. When these joint practices against the Niners, I'm saying that with the preseason game, like, these guys do not care where they take you. They will treat a UDFA like a round 1 guy. At the end of the day, they will do that all day, every day. So do not be shocked if McClendon Curtis, a guy that definitely had way more talent, should not have been a UDFA. I think that a lot of people overlooked him because of the small school that he came from at Chattanooga, Tennessee. But that is a guy to keep an eye on for that right guard spot. And Elite, I agree. Van Ryden should be competing for that starting right guard spot. Definitely. I think it's going to be up in the air with him, Moody, and McClendon Curtis. Moody, man, really, he surprised a lot of people. It wasn't me. Like, I've been high on Moody since we brought him back in. I think that this is going to be a guy that is definitely going to steal a starting spot. And Parham, he got that left guard spot on lock. It's him and Colton on the left side. Andre James is our center, point blank period, the end. But that right side of that O-line, it's tricky right now because both those positions are up in there. And do not be shocked. Let's just look. Like I said, it's far-fetched, you guys. It's far-fetched. But we can have 2 UDFAs starting on that right spot, on that right side of the O-line. Like, do not be shocked because Josh McDaniels, Carmen Bracillo, and Ziegler have no ego and no pride when it comes to, they push the pride to the side. They don't care where they draft you at. They don't care where they get you. They want the best ball players that fit what they do on the football field any given Sunday. Do not be shocked. Do not be shocked if 2 UDFAs are starting on that right side. And like I said, I'm telling y'all now, this isn't me saying or projecting it's going to happen. It's far-fetched. But man, those guys showed us some things, man. I still think Moody takes that right guard spot. I still believe that Jermaine Illuminor is going to be the starting right tackle. I think they're going to, they're going to be a little patient with Mumford at this point. They're going to be a little patient with him. 7th round guy to Ohio State. They're still going to develop him a little bit more. And I still believe that Dalton Wagner is more of a development player. But if you go back and watch some of his tape, you guys, at Arkansas, that guy is a dog. He's a dog. He is a dog. And he showed that. He was throwing people around, disrespecting the shit out of that defensive line of the 49ers. So, look, 2 sneaky players to keep an eye on, 2 UDFAs. McClendon Curtis and Dawn Wagner, in which, like I said before, I'm going to repeat this, you guys, because I don't want you guys going on Twitter and Instagram and killing me. But I do believe that they have a chance because these guys, this coaching staff, they're going to put the best player out there available, period, point blank. Let me see. Shout out to my dog, Rube, man. What do you think of Moody staying at left guard and establishing himself while Parham is out? And then Parham returns to right guard where he played better. I can see that too. Ruben. I can definitely see that. I see that. But I'm keeping Parham on that left side. You know what I mean? I've talked to a few guys, Rube, that's out there that's connected to the team that's in the building. And it seems as though Colton Miller and Dylan Parham already have a really, really close connection on that left side. You know what I mean? They have chemistry over there. They trust each other. It seems as though they have a pretty good friendship, pretty good bond. I don't think that they're going to move Parham, right? If we did move Parham, it was going to be to the center position. That's where I thought maybe they were thinking if we're going to move on from Andre James and free up that money, free up that space, that they were going to move, Parham to center. But I think that he stays on the left side. I do. I think that Moody ends up taking that right spot. I truly do. Yeah, Parham has solidified himself as a stalwart at the left guard position. I agree. Yeah, no, Rue, I know. But hey, go out there. Hey, look, if Moody and Parham, right, are your two best guards, if they're your two best guards on this roster, make it work. And I trust Carmen Brasillo to do just that. You know what I mean? Like, and yes, he played his entire career at left guard. And let's just keep it a buck, Rube. Let's be real. Up to this point, right? Has Moody had a great career? Last year, he was stuck on Denver's practice squad, right? Let's just keep it a bean. He was stuck on the Denver Broncos practice squad. That's where we picked him. We picked him off the practice squad. You know what I mean? So at this point, has he been a great left guard? No. Maybe he transitions to the right side and ends up extending his career a little bit. Who's to say? But me personally, I'm not giving up on Parham on that left side. I'm just not doing it. I think Parham is our left guard of the future, and I really, truly believe that he has all-pro talent on that left side, and I think at some point he's going to reach that. He's going to reach that potential. Shout out to Hot Beavers, man. This is another guy that I wanted to talk about, right? You got this linebacker room. Everybody's been beating us up because of, oh my God, we need more linebackers. And I'm a guy that still believes that we should still add more depth, to that linebacker room. Kyle Van Noy is still out there. And I know a lot of people now are saying, he's the best fit. He's been the best fit. He's a guy that is not going to be good in coverage. Let's just keep it a buck. He's up there in age right now. So this is a guy that can help get to the quarterback. He'll get you 5-6 sacks a season. He's still a pass rusher. I would love to bring Kyle Van Noy in at this point. But you look around and you're like, Luke Masterson. Yeah, man, he looked okay. He looked okay as a UDFA out of Wake Forest last year. Divine Diablo, this is a guy that we're all hoping and praying that he takes the next step this year, but he's dealt with some injuries. You know what I mean? And is he ever going to live up to that hype? We don't know. I think that Robert Spillane is just penciled in. He is the guy at the linebacker in that linebacker room right now. He has shown up in practice. He's shown up in joint practices. He went out there and got a bunch of picks off the 49ers. Robert Spillane is penciled in as a starter, point blank period at the end. And I think with Divine Diablo being healthy, he will be out there as well. So this is not me saying that Divine's not going to start for us. But you're looking at other guys. Yeah, Rube, Curtis Bolton looked like a dog out there as well. But Bernie, he went out there, man, and he performed really well. Got to the quarterback. Like, this is a guy that this regime wouldn't got in the 6th round out of Florida, where I talked to a lot of Gator fans, and they've said that previously when he played in college that he was very underrated in the passing game as well. People kind of looked at him as a guy that can play the run and get to the quarterback here and there. They were saying that he has sneaky coverage abilities. So hopefully, man, we can unlock that in year one. Because we do need a guy in a linebacker room that can actually cover here and there. Spillane's not going to be that guy. He's sneaky in coverage, but he's not a guy that's going to be a cover guy. You know what I mean? Divine Diablo, we converted him from safety to linebacker. This is a guy that, has been a DB pretty much his whole career. But we need another guy we need another guy that can cover those running backs, that can cover those tight ends. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it can be. our 6th-round guy, Bernie. Do not be shocked. I think at this point, he is more of a depth piece. He is a guy that's going to probably get some reps on the special team side of things. But if he keeps performing the way he's performing, like he did in week 1 in preseason, I wouldn't be shocked to see if this guy goes in there and steals one of those linebacker spots. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Keelan Cole, yes, Roger Teamer's tackling is very good, and that's why Teamer is a glorified special teamer. He's an ace. He's a guy that, can definitely do that, but he has deficiencies in his game as well. You know what I'm saying, Cole? Like, there's a reason why, he's not a starter. I mean, let's just keep it a buck anyway. If Roger Teamer, and this is no shade to him, if he's starting on the back end of your defense, you have to question that safety room anyway. But he's a guy that can come in and give you some reps if need be at the safety spot. But that's why he is, a special teams ace. He can definitely tackle. Yeah, there you go. Paula Mal can slide over there too. Facts. Shout out to my brother Raider Travis, man. Salute. Yeah, wipe them feet, you guys. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. And Hank, you know why you didn't hear much about Jacorian Bennett? They didn't look his way. They did not look his way. They refused to throw Jacorian Bennett's way. Go back and watch the tape. Hank, I'm telling you now, they would not throw the ball Jacorian's way. That guy is going to be a shutdown corner at some point in his career. To hear and see what he's doing already in his development, this young in his first year out of Maryland, I'm excited about Jacorian Bennett. I was going to say him that he would be a surprise starter, right? At this point, it's not a surprise. It would be a shocker if Jacorian is not the starter for us. If he's not on the edge opposite of Marcus Peters, I'm gonna be totally shocked. I think that he's a penciled in starter as well. They would not look his way. They would not look his way. He's going to be a dog for us, man. He's going to be a dog for us in year 1. Shout out to my dog, man. K's in the building. What up, player? I like Dalton Wagner's performance. I think we have solid, if not really good depth. Wonder what next year's offseason is going to look like. It's going to look really good because we have a lot of money at our disposal. We have a whole nother draft class where we can do exactly what we did this season, this offseason in the draft. A full deck of cards to deal with. I'm excited about that. But we got some football first to play, K. And we got some noise to make because there's a lot of naysayers out there, K, right? A lot of naysayers this season. And I want us to go out there and shut a lot of people's mouths. You know what I mean? And let's get through this season first. But yes, next season, with all that money, all that capital, and all that draft capital, it's going to be an exciting offseason next year. I think next year is going to be the year, K, that we finally put it all together. With that full draft class, with all that money you can go build in the free agency, I think next year to me is a year where I'm looking at we better make a deep run in the playoffs. This year, I'm going to be real, you guys. I'm being honest. I'm optimistic. I think that we could, sneak in, get a wild card, and maybe do some things. You never know. But my expectations are a lot lower this season than next season. Next year, I feel like with that full draft class and all that capital, man, I think we can do some things. Yes, man, Al, they got Scout's page again, and we're working on it behind the scenes, you guys. We got a bunch of our people trying to figure out, shout out to my brother Cody and some other guys, people that I know have some people at Instagram that work for Meta and stuff like that. We're trying to figure out what happened to our brother's channel, man, or his page. He made another one and it got took down immediately. We have no idea what's going on. So we're working on it around the clock behind the scenes, trying to make sure our brother Scout is back, man. So salute to my brother Scout. Patience, brother. Me and him were talking last night. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're not going to allow that to happen, man. We can't allow that to happen. That's one of our own. Shout out to my brother, that coffee and content. You already know, man. Heads up to you guys. We are doing me and Hammer's weekly phone call show today. So make sure 8 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Make sure to get your phones ready and make sure you guys call in so you can talk that shit. We want the nation to sound off tonight about this past Sunday's game. And then we want to talk about the Rams as well. So make sure you guys call in for our show today. Salute to the 600 plus people in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, man. We're on our way to 20K. Salute, salute, salute. Let me see. Raider Chris, man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. Shout out to Raider Chris. Welcome to the membership family. I try to tell Scout to do a YouTube, man. You know what I mean? He's more of a behind the scenes guy, man. He's a scout. He's actually a scout for Appalachian State. He likes to do the Instagram stuff. I try to get him to do YouTube. He just tells me, like, I'd rather just come on your show whenever I want to talk. So, but maybe we can try again to get him on YouTube and get him rolling. But, I'm going to call him today. We got some things to talk about with Scout. Shout out to my dog, UA, man. Off topic, I know, but bro, did you hear Melly Mel this? Oh my God. UA, I can't, bro. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it, bro. Shout out to UA. Salute to my dog, Kenny Mack. I'm going to troll the hell out of ESPN poll that said we're going to go 0-10 before we get our first win. Yeah, man. And I think that they had our first win, Kenny Mack, against the Dolphins or the Chiefs. So they have us losing against some pretty bad teams and then getting our first dub against some good ones. Make it make sense. Salute to my dog, Kenny Mack, in the building, man. Shout out to my dog, Mondo, man, with that content. Salute. Shout out to Rule, Bennett, Bernie, Tucker, all making an impact year. One is already a fire draft class, and that's without Tyree and Mayer. C is the GOAT. Talk that talk. Let's go, brother. Let's go. So we talked about Bernie, right? Maybe being a surprise, a surprise candidate to steal one of them starting spots at the linebacker position, right? We talked about Jacorian Bennett. At this point, it wouldn't be a surprise if he took one of them spots. Like I said before, I think it would be a shocker if he didn't win a starting role in the corner room. We talked about Dalton Wagner, McClendon Curtis, potentially, like I said, maybe still in some starting spots on that O-line. What else, man? We got some other ones. I mean, we didn't see Merrick out there. We didn't see Marcus Epps, which it sounds as though Marcus Epps came in immediately, and he's one of the leaders on that defensive side of the ball. I don't think we're going to see too much of him in preseason at all. I think that they really believe in Merrick. So I don't think there's going to be any sneaky starters. I don't think Chris Smith is going to steal one of those spots in year one. I think that they're going to develop them, and maybe down the line, Chris Smith can steal one of those spots. But I think right now, from hearing that rapport that them two built with Merrick and Epps, and seeing them not really not playing out there in week one, those guys I think have those two spots sewn up at free and strong. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to really address the safety position because I don't think Chris Smith is going to steal one of those spots. And I definitely don't think that Palomau at this point is going to steal one of those spots. I still think that they're going to utilize him. We're going to see these three safety, sets and shit like that. You're going to see three of those guys on the field together at times. You know what I mean? You're going to see Palomau close to the line of scrimmage. He's a missile. He can get to the quarterback. You're going to see him in the box. There's going to be so many different looks. These guys are going to get their reps, you guys. So when I say they're not getting starting roles, don't assume that I'm like, they're not going to play. You know what I mean? Because they are. But I'm just going off starters right now. Shout out to Joe. This is how I know football is back. Raiders kick ass, and no one, including our own, wants to give us our dues. Preseason don't matter unless we lose. And there you have it, Joe, right? And you know what? I get a little bit of it, though. We went undefeated last year in the preseason, then we won 6 games, right? So, but the thing, the reoccurring theme right now in the nation is the energy is different, Joe. It's different. It just feels completely different around this team right now. I just can't see us doing the same thing that we did last year, repeating what we did. They went out and got a guy that knows the system at QB1. You know what I mean? And they went out and drafted their own guy in round 4 out of Purdue who looked really, really good. And Aiden O'Connell that can potentially be our backup, which he will be. You know what I mean? And, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited about this team right now, man. Shout out to my dog, Joe. Shout out to Charlie Woods. When you guys doing the live fantasy draft again, I don't know right now. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do any fantasy drafts. Charlie, I know we talked about doing a Shillmore one. I know my dog Barcode, Cody, was talking about us doing a blackout one. I don't know yet. I do not know. I really want to focus on football this year. I truly do, man. I don't really see myself spending too much time doing fantasy. I really want to, and this is no shade to anybody, but this season I want to create more separation from the business side of things. Like I want to take this to another level. And I think that with the podcast and with all of our dealings in Vegas, I just want to focus more and more on the business side of things this year. And I think, my competitiveness and the little bit of time that I have now, I think fantasy football would take away from that. But, I always say this and then last minute, I'm like, come on, let's do it. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Salute to my dog, Charlie Woods, man. Jeff says, no way we lose week 1. Denver looks like complete trash. Talk that shit, bro. Shout out to Eddie. Hondo said Chris Smith is going to be a superstar. And Eddie, I can see that. I can definitely see that. And Hondo knows what he's talking about, man. Hondo's been putting on some great shows as of late with some great intel on YouTube, man. Salute to Hondo. I definitely can see it. I mean, I'm not going to jump the gun and say superstar. I think he could be a star in the league. But right now, I think that they already have their two favorites, their two guys pinpointed at those safety spots, which are Merrick and Marcus Epps. But I can look, we talked about Chris Smith potentially still in one of those spots earlier on in offseason because, he's one of those guys. Captain, played on 2 national champion teams. The guy has it all. But I just think they're going to give Mary this year. They're going to go put him out there with Epps to see what he has because this is a make or break year for Merrick, man. Shout out to my dog Wilder, man. Salute. Man, fuck ESPN, but seriously, number 48 gotta go. Cinnamon toast. The only player out there, man, that was very, very questionable for us, Wilder, on Sunday, man. And some people are gonna, look at the, I think he had a fumble recovery, and he had a couple okay plays out there, but he was definitely getting cooked left and right. Facts. Salute to my dog Wilder, man. Let me see. Yes, Punchy, and this is where we're going to get to the Josh Jacobs talk, you guys. We're going to talk about it. Raider Chris says, that's right, brother Docs. Balance and consistency, facts. So, we seen yesterday, you guys, Dalvin Cook signed a deal, 1-year deal with the New York Jets. I think it was somewhere along the lines of like 8.6, somewhere around that range. Zeke signed a 1-year deal with the Patriots up to $6 million, which I don't think that he reaches that threshold at all because they have Rondell Stevenson, and then they also have a young guy, Pierre, that I liked a lot that they drafted last year. They took in last year's draft. New England, they do like to do the running back by committee thing. I think that, Zeke will get some reps, but I don't think he's going to reach that threshold at all of $6 million. But now there's a lot of media outlets that are coming out now and saying Josh needs to just take this deal because now you're looking at Dalvin Cook, a guy that's been very successful in this league, pro bowler year in and year out, very active in the passing game, in the run game. He's dealt with some injuries here and there, but he was a really, really good running back for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think that he's going to be really, really good for the Jets as well, especially with him and Breece Hall. That's a nice 1-2 punch over there. And don't they have the young kid out of North Carolina too, Michael Carter, I believe too. They kind of have like a 3-headed monster over there with the Jets. You know what I mean? But that's a nice little man. Aaron Rodgers has everything that he needs to succeed over there with the Jets, and they built that O-line up. It's a sneaky O-line as well that they kind of put together over there. But now there's a lot of rumblings, you guys. Like Josh needs to take that 10+ mil. Just take that. Like take it. Like you're looking at all these deals around the NFL right now, and at this point, it's like Josh is still going to be one of the highest paid running backs, just taking that franchise tag. And I seen an interesting article earlier, and we know we all can't stand Mike Florio, Raider hater, but I want to bring this up, you guys, and I want to talk about this real quick. Can't stand this dude's face either. Like he really, really he creeps me out. He looks like he's dead already. Like it's kind of weird, right? It's like he looked like real vampire-ish and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like vamp life. You know what I mean? But I wanted to talk about this. I want to read this article. And we talked about yesterday about Sieg telling a fan that they're going to make it happen, that Josh should be back soon and blah, blah, blah. Right. And they can do the same thing that Saquon Barkley did, kind of save face, add an extra $1 million in incentives or something like that, bring it up to around 11, 12 and make him go out there and earn that extra money and kind of save face because, Josh he's a man, there's some ego, there's some pride attached to this situation. It'd be difficult for him to swallow, to swallow his pride and just say, you know what, I'm going to show up after sitting out this long. So maybe they do need to add a couple extra dollars to him. You know what I mean? But Let's read this real quick from this vampire, Mike Florio. Josh should take the 10.1 million before it's gone for good. The market has dramatically changed for accomplished running backs. That should be enough to get Josh Jacobs to accomplish the acceptance of his franchise tender. He currently can have 10.1 million for 2023 by simply telling the Raiders, I'll take it. With Ezekiel Elliott signing a one-year deal with the Patriots worth up to $6 million, and with Dalvin Cook taking a $7 million base on a one-year deal with the Jets with up to $1.6 million in incentives, which I don't think Dalvin's going to reach either because they have a committee up there. They have Breece Hall. They have Michael Carter. Jacobs should realize he's not going to do any better than what the Raiders are offering. And I think the Raiders knew this was going to happen. Indeed, the latest shift in the market could make the Raiders even more inclined to rescind the tender. As previously explained, Jacobs knows he's had a hard time getting 10.1 million for 2023 on the open market. He doesn't care. He'll take what he can get if the Raiders remove the franchise tender. He continues to be upset with the Raiders for not picking up his fifth-year option and then for not giving him a long-term deal after he stepped up and led the league in rushing. The Raiders, in contrast, are content to employ him on a year-by-year basis with 2 years of the franchise tag to extend the relationship. There have been no meaningful talks. More than 4 weeks ago, the window closed on a long-term deal, despite the team leaking to the media the idea the Raiders would consider enhancing the one-year package. Nothing has happened. Will Jacobs show up? He should. Will the Raiders rescind the tender? They could, which they won't. It's not going to happen. They're not going to let Josh Jacobs walk for free. There's no way in hell. And you guys, like I said before, there's not enough talent on the free agency market right now to free up that $10 million to put it towards. What are you going to go do? What are you going to do with $10 million at this point, you guys? You're going to go out and get Kyle Van Noy? What are you going to get? You're going to go pay Jadeveon Clowney? Like who? Why would you rescind the tag? Why would you take that tender back? I would just let him sit out. Why? Like, there's nobody really out there to make this team better. Teams that could potentially be interested in Jacobs if the tender rescinded would be the Chiefs, Cap, and the Broncos. I can see that, but it's not going to happen. But yeah, there you have it, you guys. Another, article from a known Raider hater, but I wanted to shed some light on this because I don't agree with everything he said. But at this point, let's just keep it a buck, man. Like, I think at this point, Josh, it's time to walk back in that building. It's time to walk back in that building, right? Chin up. Add me $1.5 million. Give me $1.5 million incentives, and I'll go out there and I'll earn that money. I'll do exactly what I did last year. I'll go out there and earn that bread. You know what I mean? So don't be shocked, you guys. And with Sincere McCormick with 2 TDs in preseason, right? With Zeus with a nice touchdown. I think he had 8-9 carries for like 40+ yards, right? If these guys perform well in week 2 against the Rams and week 3 against the Cowboys, they can apply a little pressure, to Josh Jacobs. And Josh Jacobs is in a whole different – he's a whole different running back than these two guys. I'm not going to put him anywhere near the same type of caliber of player as Zeus and, and Sincere. But the thing is this, you guys – they drafted these guys and Britton Brown and all these other guys because they wanted to do a running back by committee thing. They did. They wanted to. So they may still just kick back and say, Josh, either you show up or you don't. I think right now is the time to do it. You know what I mean? Nico, I can wear my hat exactly how I want to, brother. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about this hat is nobody has it. This is very exclusive. So, yeah, man, why don't you take your stickers off your hats, King, and you wear them how you rock them. Salute to Nico. You hater. Shout out to my dog.com, man. Yo, content. When I flew out to Vegas, you were flying in. I was impressed by our potential defense. I will see you 9/24/23, brother. Salute to my dog.com, a member for 16 months. Shout out to my brother from Ohio, man. I can't wait to see you again during the season, King. We're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun. Yeah, man, they don't know nothing about this. This is exclusive, man. 20 people have this hat. So, I don't want to hear any of that shit, man. You know what I mean? I wear my hats. I wear my hats, man. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. Let me see. You know what, man? See, this is what I'm going to do. I haven't done this in a while, man. And I like people on this channel to be able to talk, right? I like people to have debates. But when it becomes negative, you know what I mean, and it's just some hater shit, then you got to pull out the strap, right? You got to pull out the strap. You know what I mean? So, Nico, man, this might be the first one of this season It's not going to be the last, but it's definitely going to be boom, 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 boom. That boy got cooked. That man's life as he know it on OakLosVegas Raiders Network is completely gone. So I miss my Uncle Nico, y'all. Hey, man. See you at the crossroads, King. See you at the crossroads, man. Let me see. And it's going to be wrong. Gonna be wrong. Let me see. And we pray and we pray and we pray and we pray. Juice, you have to. You have to. But at the end of the day, this is the thing, Juice. I'm not gonna sit here, right, and complain about spilled milk. It happened. It's over. Let's keep it moving, right? Yeah, we missed out not picking up that 50-year option. But at the end of the day, we still have a nice chunk of change sitting there waiting for Josh Jacobs to come back and get that bread. You know what I mean? So, I think it's only a matter of time, you guys. I want you guys to help me with this. Everybody, I want a prediction from you guys in the comments section, okay? I got Josh returning in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, tops. Initially, I had him coming back, week 1, so he can get his bread. I got him coming back in 2 weeks. Allows him a little bit of time, to get his shit together before real football is back. We got the Rams coming up. We got the Cowboys coming up. Then after that, we got a little bit of time to kick back before week 1. I got him coming back in 2 weeks. I think those two games are up with the Rams, Cowboys. Preseason's over. I think at that point, he will be back in camp just in time to get right before week 1. Raider Vengeance says, I'll give it to week 2 of the actual season. Okay. Big Mike, my brother, man. Shout out to my brother, Big Mike. I don't think y'all understand, man. I love the hell out of this dude, bro. Like, I am so proud to call you my Shieldmore brother. Brother, thank you so much for pulling up on us all weekend long and having fun, bro. Big Mike's my dog. He'll be right around after the Cowboys game. Salute. That's exactly my time frame that I have for him as well. 88, that is cap. Renfro has been balling for us in camp, balling at joint practices. There's no way that he's going to the Titans. It's just not going to happen. Let me see. I missed this super, man. Shout out to my dog, Ty Davis, real quick. Appreciate you, brother. Salute, Graphk. That 49 game had me losing my ish. The D pause was a breath of fresh air. I might be at the Bills game. If you do, go out there and have some fun, brother. That's another real fun fan base. The Bills have a real fan base out there in Buffalo. That'd be a fun game to be at. I won't be able to make it because I'm going to be in Vegas for the Pittsburgh game the week after. But if you do, man, go out there and show out, brother. And I agree with you, man. That defense looked really, really good. Shout out to my dog. As always, my boy Ty, man. Salute to my boy AC, man. Kuntz looking like a dog, then disappears. Why? Shout out to my boy AC, man. Been a member for 19 months. That's what's up, man. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you, bro. So much, man. To be real, man, he showed up when it mattered, right? I mean, look, he was out there cooking. He was out there cooking in the game. But he might want to right now because not only AC is Kuntz fighting for a roster spot on our team, he might be fighting for a job. If Adam Plant or some of these guys, some of these young guys come in and beat him out, he might be fighting for a job somewhere else. So Kuntz might want to go out there and get a little active. You know what I'm saying? Because this might be it. This might be it. You know what I mean? Let's just, man, the NFL, man, not for long. If you're not producing, you bound to drizzle, right? So, but he looked good out there. You know what I mean? Hopefully he continues to replicate that. Everyone knows, and I've said this a million times, that was my guy. I loved him coming out of Buffalo. That was a guy that I was the only guy that had him on all of my mock drafts. Wanted him to be a Raider. But there's a lot of competition out there now. And you either show up or you get cooked and you lose your job. It is what it is. Salute to my dog AC, man. Shout out to my brother.com for the $10 special. This is the pay for the parking at Nico's wake. Raider Nation, period. How you going to disrespect the boss? He may have an RIP. Come on, man. Easy. Keep hitting them with that content. You already know, man. Salute to my content. Salute to my dog.com, man. I'm definitely gonna put that $10 towards Nico's wake, man. Salute to my guy. You already know that content. Salute to my big brother LV Maximus. Walt, he looked really good out there. He gave us some really good reps. This is a guy that I'm not sure if he's going to make this roster. You know, this defensive line is different. Walt, we're very, very deep on the defensive side of the ball. But once again, we spoke about these guys are going to keep the best players available, right? And, you know, he played for us last year. We brought him in. He really actually didn't play for us at all, really. Let's just keep it a buck. But he showed out in week 1 in preseason. He did. He was all over the place. But when you got Adam Plant, you know, you still got Malcolm Kuntz fighting for a spot. And then, you know, we got Tyree Wilson coming back here shortly. You know, that room is very, very deep. And then seeing Tillery out there getting reps as a defensive end too, Walt, in which a lot of us have him, you know, taking one of those starting spots at the defensive tackle position. But a guy that is getting reps on the outside as well, it's going to be very tough for him to make this roster. You know what I mean? It will. I think he's going to be a guy that may potentially be tucked away on the practice squad. You know what I'm saying? And just as an emergency defensive end, if one of these guys go down. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting. Yeah, Maul, I'm waiting to see what we have in Jordan Willis. You know what I'm saying? A guy that, shout out to my boy Eric Crocker, covers the Niners. He was saying that basically he was pretty much a special teams guy. You know what I mean? With the Niners. Just got a lot of special teams reps, and then we'll go out there and you know, give you a few reps here and there on that defensive line when need be. But I don't know. I don't really know what we have in him yet. You know what I mean? I don't really know what we have, but that defensive line is deep. And Jordan Willis played really well for us as well in that preseason game. Yeah, and that's another one that was really quiet. Rue, you know what I mean? I like what I seen in Adam Plant, but to be honest, it was a very quiet game from Byron Young, a guy that, you know, we drafted in the 3rd round out of Alabama that a lot of us were excited about. When we drafted him and then hearing about him early on, I was like, man, this guy may steal one of them starting spots. He may steal one of them starting spots, but we may give him the Matthew Butler treatment this year, Rube. We may not see too much of Byron Young if he doesn't go out there and make some noise these next 2 weeks. Let's just be real. We got to be real, right? We got him in the 3rd round. You know, a guy that can get to the quarterback, play the run, you know, was really good at the collegiate level. But at this point, I don't know if he's going to start. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at Tillery, Bilal Nichols, and Neil Farrell as the 3 guys that are going to be fighting for those interior spots. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Yeah, Walt, he did play. He was just really, he was really quiet out there. Really quiet. He did play. He got some reps. Thick Frame was bullying him. Yeah, Maul. Facts, man. Salute to Fake Money, man. I like that. Trey Tucker's going to be a star, man. And, you know, it's been a mixed bag as of late, you know what I'm saying, with Trey Tucker, right? 1 reception for 15 yards, 2 drops. You know, 1 was pretty tough to come down with, but, you know, I live by the old rules that if you got your hands on the ball, you catch it, right? He had 1 run, I believe, for 2 yards. You know what I mean? But he is definitely electric. And this is a guy that I thought, Feek, that we had in DJ Turner, right? A guy that I think we just placed him on the IR, right? I think his days were numbered anyway when we drafted Trey Tucker. But this is what I thought DJ Turner could be. That's what I thought he could be. But this guy is going to be that nice gadget player that can go out there and pick up some yardage for us in clutch moments and just all across the board. I'm really excited about Trey Tucker. I am. I'm excited about him. Did I think he'd have a little more out there on Sunday? Yeah. But I still like what I've seen, and I know that he's going to clean some things up. I'm excited about Tucker, man. He'll be okay. I'm going to chalk them drops up to nerves. Yeah, man, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. Some of us forget about that, right? We got to give these young guys, a real chance to get used to the NFL game, to get used to the speed. Look, these guys have worked their whole lives, Maul, right? Their whole lives to get to this point. Pee-wee football. You know what I mean? High school, college, they have worked their asses off their entire life to get to this point. And that was his first real action. He's been killing it at camp. You guys. All I keep hearing is Tucker this, Tucker that. But I have to say, the first reps in live football is different than that. Let him work it out. Let him work the kinks out. He's going to be fine. Trey Tucker is going to be a guy that's going to be a huge, huge part of this offense. He's going to make some big plays for us. He's going to make some big plays for us. Well, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Gadget plays. They love running those two slot guys, having those two slot guys out there together. You can't see some reps out there where Renfro and Tucker are on the field together. I definitely can. I can see that. I think that he's going to get some reps. I truly do. Bro, they went and got him with that Darren Waller pick at 100. Like, you know, they probably could have sat it. They probably could have sat it out a little bit longer and got him a little later. They got him early. You know what I mean? So I think that they're really high on this kid. And I think he's going to get a nice amount of reps this upcoming season. The man has hands. He dropped one pass. The other was a diving attempt. It's not about comparing him to Renfro. They'll do different things. This is facts. They're two different players. They're two different players. Let me see. Yeah, LV, this is facts, bro. A lot of us, he's Mondo stupid. A lot of us are going to be surprised when the cuts come. This is facts. Facts. Josh McDaniels had Edelman and Amendola at the same time. That's what I'm saying. I can definitely see that. Well, I disagree. I would never even put those, and don't get me wrong, you know, I wouldn't put those two players in the same conversation. Let me see. I like that, Ruthless. I can definitely see that happening. Him going out there and balling against the Rams, putting up a TD. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building, you guys. Wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Also, OakLosVegas.com for the drip. Shout out to everybody who's been buying merch. Go get your coffee and Convo coffee mugs at OakLosVegas.com as well. PlanetRaiders.com. You already know what time it is. We got new articles up there from Big Mike and Wasted as well. Make sure you guys go check that out, man. Salute to all my people. Let me see. No, not at all, Smash. Not at all. Not at all. Because most of these players that were out there cooking, right? They're not even going to affect the game come week one. Aiden O'Connell balled out 15 for 18, I believe. 15 for 18, 15 for 17, 141, a touchdown. He's not going to be starting week one, right? Keelan Cole had a really good game for us. Keelan Cole did his thing, touchdown. He won't be playing for us. What's some other guys? The thing is this, you can't look at the power rankings. They can't shift with a bunch of guys that are not going to be starters. You know what I mean? We got to see the starters go out there and perform the same way against other starters come week one. Those power rankings aren't going to shift Smash until we play some real football. Shout out to my dog Mike, man. Imagine having a Miller on one side and Wagner on the other. In a couple years, we'd have two beasts at tackle, man. Salute, Mike. I love it. Two big body guys, pause if necessary. Cold. Bookend guys. I would love if Wagner transitioned from college to the NFL and really became a starter. That would be phenomenal. That'd be a great story. Raider John, my brother. We were just talking about this Mike Florio article about basically, with Zeke's new news of him signing a one-year deal with the Pats, with Dalvin Cook signing with the Jets for that one-year deal, $6 million with incentives with Zeke, 8.6 with Dalvin Cook with a base salary of $7 million. That all these places all these outlets are coming out of the woodworks now, stating pretty much Josh needs to take what we're asking or what we're giving him. That 10+ million. You know what I mean? Because at this point, you're looking around the league, and it's like these running backs. We're not the only team to so-called disrespect, the running back position. Everyone's doing it. You know what I mean? So, all these guys are coming out now and basically saying, like, look, you see what it is. You see what it is, Josh. This isn't just us. This is the league. This is the market. And, this is why I really, truly, I thought he was going to return regardless before week one. But I think Johnny's going to be back in a few weeks. Shout out to my dog, Raiderzilla, man. Member for 18 months. Salute to my brother. Want to start an Ohio chap of Mount Shillmore. Okay. That's dope. Reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter, my brother. Shout out to Raiderzilla, man. That's my guy. You know, we got ties in Ohio, man. We got a lot of family out there. Let me see. $207. But why? Let me ask you this. And shout out to my boy Philip Dorsett, right? We follow each other on Twitter. You know, he was supposed to be on the show a few times, but he's caught in the middle of football right now, which I definitely respect. But why would you have a bad feeling that he doesn't make the so do you want him to make the roster? 207, is that you? Do you have high hopes for Philip Dorsett? Because I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Devontae, Myers, Renfro, DeAndre Carter, Trey Tucker, Cam Sims, all these guys are better than him. So and you, my guy, I'm just trying to figure out why you would. Did you mean to say you have a feeling in your stomach that he does make the roster? I think that's what you were trying to say, but I could be wrong. Look, man, to be 31 years old, somewhere along that, 32 years old, and to be out there playing in the preseason game, they're trying to see what this guy has. They're trying to see what he has left. Me personally, I think it's a very, very long shot that he makes this roster. And that's no shade to my guy, Philip Dorsett. Really good dude. But it's just a long shot. This wide receiver room is too deep. It's way too deep. I don't know how. I don't know how he can make this team. The only way I see him doing it, and I said this earlier on, is that they're going to give him the Brandon Bolden treatment. They're going to pay him, make sure, they're going to take care of the former Patriots. They're going to have him be like a player coach, that can kind of get Trey Tucker, used to the game and just like Brandon Bolden did with these running backs last year. But I don't know. Maybe they pay him to be a player coach, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it. Shout out to my brother Hammer in the building, man. We definitely are doing our show tonight, you guys. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you guys have your phones in hand ready to call in. Let me see. Primos, I don't even think, and that's what's funny, man. I see a lot of people saying that they think that Aiden is going to win the quarterback 2 spot. I don't think that there was any chance that he wasn't going to be QB2. You know what I mean? I don't know. I get that Brian Hoyer, knows the system and, has been a career backup. I mean, that guy was buried on the depth chart last year in New England. You know what I'm saying? He was behind Mac Jones and Bailey Zappe. You know what I'm saying? So I've always assumed that Brian Hoyer came in as quarterback 3. I thought he was going to be quarterback 3, holding that clipboard and getting Jimmy G accustomed, back acclimated to this offense and then helping Aiden in his development. I never thought that Hoyer was going to win the QB2 spot. I thought it was Aiden's period point blank. You know what I mean? But hey, man, if Aiden keeps balling the way he's balling, man. Look, man, we may have a future QB1 if he continues to look the way he looks. You know what I mean? And I know we're getting real vanilla looks, you guys, in preseason. I know that we're not truly putting Josh McDaniels, his system out there and operating it the way he see fit. I know we're kind of just going out there and playing some vanilla offense right now. But I'm gonna be real. If he looks the same with starters and in that real system, we may have something with Aiden O'Connell, man. We may have something. Let me see. Yeah, Purdy rule. They can carry 3. Garbers ain't it. Garbers is out of here. They brought him in as a preseason guy. They brought him in as a preseason camp arm. That's nothing more, nothing less. Shout out to Gio, my dog, man. AOC was always going to be quarterback 2. 4th rounder. And if JG goes down, you get him valuable reps for the future. No value in Hoyer at quarter. Couldn't have said any better, Gio. My brother, this is facts. Facts plus tax. Let me see. I have no problem keeping Dorsett, Lawrence. I have no problem, but he has to be clear cut better than one of those other guys. Simple and plain. He has to be better than Cam Sims. He has to be better, than these other guys that are far down the line that are fighting for those last wide receiver spots. And I don't see it happening. Look, Cam Sims to me is a big body receiver that you can utilize in the red zone. You know what I mean? You could put those big guys, Michael Mayer, Hooper, you know what I'm saying? You can put those options out there in the red zone and cook. I just don't see any more. I don't see more value in Philip Dorsett than in Cam Sims. I don't. Yeah, even Cole right now, Maul. Like Cole went out there and showed, look, man, there's going to be a battle with those last few spots. Shout out to my boy Junior, man. Salute, my brother. Thank you so much for supporting OakLosVegas.com. Take some pictures with the clothes. Send them to me, brother, so I can post them, man. Salute to my dog for always supporting what I do. Shout out to Elite. I agree. This is a sneaky pickup that a lot of people, even myself, totally forgot about at one point. Yeah, man. Adam Butler, veteran defensive tackle. You know what I mean? Played in New England before. He contributed it in a very nice way that first preseason game. I would not be shocked. At this point, I actually think that Adam Butler will make the team. Yeah, Elite, I agree with you. He could be a guy that can come in and give us valuable reps if one of our young guys, go down or if something happens. And, even John Jenkins. Didn't John Jenkins go out there and get a sack? My dog John is like 35, 36 years old. Didn't he go out there and get him a sack? Shit, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe John Jenkins was, that veteran backup nose tackle behind Neil Farrell. What about that? I'm just saying, the veteran can teach Neil a little bit. Wouldn't be shocked about that. And that was a guy that a lot of people were like, oh, camp body. He ain't going to make this team. You never know. If he can continue to look the way he's looking, let's get it. First play of the game, Reese. It don't get any better than that, right? It gets no better than that. Like he went out there and immediately contributed. There you go. There you go, Nick. I agree. Jenkins ball, and he needed to. That's what I agree with. Great player coach. And there's these guys, Nick, that's all over the field. I mean, that's all over our roster. They're littered in as player kind of coaches. John Jenkins, a guy that can teach Neil Farrell the game. He could teach Matthew Butler if he thinks he's going to, if we can somehow, some way get him going. I don't know what's going on, Matthew Butler. But then we got the Philip Dorsett that can help these guys, a player coach. We got Brandon Bolden, the emergency running back, special teams guy. These guys are littered all over the place. Real talk. The only position that I'm kind of questioning, where is that veteran kind of leadership is the linebacker room. We got Marcus Peters now in the corner room. Harmon was there last year, but now they're looking at Marcus Epps as that leader that can help us, in the safety room, right? We got these guys kind of littered all over the offensive line. Hooper is definitely going to help Michael Mayer. He's going to be a major player coach for him, even though he's going to be very good for us. Also, I'm not taking away. Hoop's only 28, I believe. He's not, but he's a veteran. But we got these guys all over, all over the place. Amir Abdullah, like people tend to forget, people think he's young. He's not young at all, So I wouldn't be shocked if John Jenkins made this team, as that kind of backup nose and player coach. Definitely. Yeah, we did get Damian Williams. We got Damian Williams as well. Another guy that's a veteran. Facts, Lawrence. Shout out to Hammer, man. Shillmore, bring that real content. Bro, King, Josh, man, I'm telling you, we're going to be better this year, you guys. That offense, we stalled a lot last year because Josh didn't have what he needed to get it done. You know what I mean? Like this year, you go out and draft a guy. This is the only system that Aiden O'Connell is going to know in the NFL. That's a beautiful thing. It's the only system that he is going to know in the NFL. Josh had Mac Jones ready year one, right? Pro Bowler. Went to the Pro Bowl year one. This is going to be the only system Aiden knows. And I understand Derek Carr's brain was probably fried. 9 years, probably 1,000 different offensive coordinators. I understand it. Different head coaches, all that. He didn't have what he needed last year. This year, he does. He does. And we got Jimmy G, another guy that returns to his system after 6 years that he was born into. I'm excited about this offense and this defense this upcoming season. And I think that Graham knows, you guys, what's at stake this season. Because I'm telling you now, he's hearing all the great things about this defense in the media and all that other stuff. He will be the scapegoat this year. I'm telling y'all now, Graham will be the scapegoat. If this thing falls apart this year, Carmen Brasillo ain't going anywhere. I don't see, the guys that we help come in as offensive coordinators and so on and so forth. They're not going to get the axe. Patrick Graham is going to be the guy that's going to see his way out. He is definitely going to be the scapegoat. So he knows that there's a lot at stake this upcoming season. And I'm hoping that Graham gets it done. Shout out to Raider Man. Raiders depth speaks. 12-5 to me. Raider Man's been holding that 12-5 very, very serious. And I'm hoping that you're right, brother. I'm going to temper mine a little bit down. I had, like I said before, I had a ceiling of 11. No, was it 11 wins? No, I thought it was 10-7. I think I had a ceiling of 10-7. But if they continue to play and look the way they're looking right now, sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit, Raider Man. Salute to my dog. Let me see. I believe we still have a top 5 offense. Shadow, I mean, you bring Josh Jacobs in and you do. I mean, think about it. You have a top 5 running back, potentially top 3 in Josh Jacobs. You have a top 3 wide receiver, probably number 1 in Devontae Adams. You have a nice duo at tight end with Michael Mayer, a guy that you traded up for that should have been a first-round talent. And you got a 2-time Pro Bowler with Hooper right there next to him. Then you got 2 slot guys, Jacoby Meyer, you know what I'm saying, which will play on the outside as well, but, he can play in the slot. And Hunter Renfrow, a Pro Bowl guy, like, come on, with Trey Tucker, the electric shit that he brings, come on, man. How can we not? And if Jimmy G goes out there and commands this offense, that O-line holds up like we know it can, this can be a really, really good year for this offense, man. Let me see. Rube says, hot take. Bryce Cosby plays in a regular season game. Now, I hope you're wrong, Rube, because I feel like the only way that's going to happen is if a few guys go down. Knocked on wood. God, please don't let it happen. But nothing against the young UDFA. I like Cosby. But, nah. If we see him out there, that means some guys went down, and then we may be out there playing with some DBs and some linebackers the way it was last year where we didn't even know who the hell most of these guys were. You know what I mean? Shout out to my dog, Vanilla Gorilla. Finally getting a little depth. I see Merrick as a possible trade candidate. I hope to see more from him. He's not a Josh and Dave pick. I just feel it. Now, Vanilla Gorilla, I agree with you. I don't think that, they just outright cut this guy, a former second-round guy out of TCU. He was a previous regime guy. There is some talent there. I don't think they give up on him yet. But I believe what you're saying, because they're not just going to outright cut him. They probably would try and reach out to a safety-needy team to take a flyer on him. So I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be. But for right now, I'm hearing really good things about Merrick out there. Him and Marcus Sepps have already built that relationship, got that rapport. I'm excited to see those two guys on the field together. We've been talking about that, Hammer, but it's not going to happen. Buda Baker's at camp. They gave him a little bit more money. Buda Baker's going to be a Cardinal. Let me see. Shout out to my dog, Cane Town, man, my brother. Salute, Docs. Give me 3 surprises that make the 53. I think I kind of talked about it today. Cane Town, talking about surprise, not even just surprise guys that make the 53, potentially far-fetched, potentially some guys that can crack that starting lineup. And I said it early on in the show, you guys, to see Illuminor and Munford out there getting reps in preseason game 1, that right tackle position is up in the air. So Dalton Wagner is one of those guys that is a potential guy that can make the 53-man roster. Another guy, UDFA, McClendon Curtis. Those 2 guys. And then maybe I got to say my guy. Kane, I might have to say my guy. It might be Sincere McCormick. It wouldn't be a surprise to me, but it'll probably be a surprise to most people that haven't checked out his game, him playing at, Texas San Antonio. People don't really know about what he did in college. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably go with Sincere, Dalton Wagner and McClendon Curtis. But there also might be some other guys, some veterans. We've seen what Rochelle did out there the other day, right? We've seen John Jenkins get a sack early on in the game, a veteran guy that we thought was just going to be a guy that came into camp. It was a camp body, and we moved on from him. You know what I mean? And John Jenkins, he was contemplating retirement before we brought him in. You know what I mean? Like, people don't know that. He was contemplating leaving the game. He may potentially make this roster. You know what I'm saying? So Those are some guys right there. Those are some guys. And Adam Butler as well, Halo, another guy that we just talked about. He's another guy that might be a surprise to a lot of other people. CPT says, Sincere lost me money for balling for UTSA. Man. Yeah, me too. I was definitely surprised by both those guys. But can they do it? Can they do it against starters? You know what I'm saying? I think Adam Butler can. I don't know. Like, the thing is this. You're bringing those guys on. You can only pick 53 players to make that active roster, you guys. You want to make sure that you're bringing in the right guys that can do what they did against these backups, that can do the same thing against ones. And this regime has to sit down. Josh McDaniels, Patrick Graham, Zeke, they have to sit down and say, can Adam Butler do that against that O-line in Kansas City? Can he do that against that O-line with the Chargers, one of the best O-lines in the league? Can Rochelle, can he get to the quarterback a few times for us against these starting line? You have to sit there and really look at everything. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they can, but I think Isaac Rochelle would be a shocker. I think Adam Butler is not that much of a shocker. But I did forget about Adam Butler being here for a while, King. I totally kept forgetting that we brought him in. Let me see. All these young standouts will hopefully get Brandon Parker the fuck up out of here. Yeah, man. I've been saying this, Kane. I think shout out to Brandon Parker, good human being. But I feel like he has some dirt on somebody, man. It's got to be Mark or something. He got to have dirt on somebody, man, because I don't know how he just continuously. And this is a guy, like I've said before, that you can technically, have him as a backup left tackle behind Colton. You could have him as a backup right tackle behind Loom or Mumford, whoever is a starter there. And you can have him as a potential backup right guard. He can kind of move all over the place. I think that's another reason why they love having him, having him in the building. Oh, Isaac, he'll be on the show soon. Shout out to my dog, Marquette King. He'll definitely be on the show soon. That's my guy, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. I'm happy to see him back in good graces with the nation, with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? And just all that. It was so cool to see him, seeing all his former teammates, Seawood, and seeing how he was interacting with all these guys. It was really, really, really cool, man. Marquette, man, it's a blessing to have you back in the nation, brother. Shout out to my dog. Say hello, man. Docs, or say hello. Docs, you moving to Vegas? Yes, next year, my brother. We are working on it right now. It's a lot going on. I got a dog, cars, the whole house, kids in school. We're working on it. But yes, next year we will be out there. And this trip right here, I think kind of, we were already going to go anyway. But this trip right here, it really let my wife know. Her being there with me hand in hand and everything I had going on, she's like, yeah, it's time to be out here. It's time to be out here. So the wife is sold. We're moving. We'll be out there sometime soon, early on next year probably, if not out there earlier. Shout out to my dog, Kenny Raiders, man, my dude. Salute to you and your channel. You came a long way from starting your podcast with a cell phone to going to Vegas and being around some true Raider G's. I appreciate that, brother. Shout out to you, Kenny. Salute, man. People know me with the phone in the car and the phone in my job and all that other stuff, man. Salute to all my guys that's been around since day one. And shout out to all the new guys on the channel as well. I appreciate all you guys. Well, I've had Mo on the channel a few times. He's been on the show a lot, actually, and we just had him on recently. But I'll definitely bring on Mo again. Mo's my guy. That's my guy. Oh, come on, Elite. We're going to be in this. Oh, man, we got work to do, Elite. We got work to do. I'll be in Henderson. You'll be in Summerlin. Come on. Come on, Elite. Come on, Elite. We already talked about getting you a segment together with this Mal Shilmore shit. Let's go. Feek says, crazy thing is Zeus had a nice jump cut in Georgia. He looked a lot faster than Jacobs in college. And this is the thing, Feek. People don't realize the talent level is completely different. It's completely different. It's just completely different. Playing at Georgia, yeah, you're playing against top talent at the collegiate level, but you look totally different. Some of those best players some of the best college guys ever didn't really translate that well. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Reggie Bush. That's one of my favorite college players of all time. He did not have a great year. I mean, a great career in the NFL. He had a good one, but he wasn't a great NFL player, someone that was a difference maker every year he was in the league. You know what I mean? He even kind of bounced around Saints, Lions, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's just different, man. Let me see. Shout out to my fam, man. Excited for Elite and Graphk moving to Sin City. My people. You already know, brother. You already know. You already know. Got to have Q on. Well, I just told you guys yesterday. I talked to JT at the alumni party. I'm going to get him on soon as well. So we're working on it. I want to have everybody that you guys want on the show on the show. I just want to tell you guys this, though, okay? Because I see some people mentioning certain other individuals and all that. I'm telling y'all now, when it comes to content creators on YouTube, there's a certain amount of people, right? We have Shillmore. Look, you know what? I'm not even going to say this. I'm going to say this. You see me with my people, right? You see me with the certain individuals that come on the show. Those are the people that will be coming on the show. So that's it. So, you know, I know, you know, some people request certain, people to reunite and all that stuff. That doesn't mean there's problems or drama and nothing like that. There's no drama, man. You know what I mean? At all. It's not. I promise you guys this. I don't dislike anybody in this whole YouTube world. It's just I found the people I like to network with, and that's it. So, some of these requests you may not get them because we moved on from that. You know what I mean? It's no disrespect. I hope positivity and success to everybody. But some of the names you guys keep mentioning, it's just not going to happen. It's no disrespect. It's just not going to happen. There you go, Brave. Trent Richardson is a prime example. There you go, brother. There you go. Facts. Yes, Reg, we were supposed to go live yesterday. Sanjit hit me up, was like, let's do a show Monday. I said, okay, cool. But I got back too late. And you know what I mean? I was too tired. And I just did a quick live yesterday, with my guys. But yes, this week, I just actually reached out to Sanjit and said, my apologies about yesterday, brother. Let's do something this week. So you will see Sanjit on this week. Me and him already had a podcast that we were already planning to do all year long. We did a few last year, and we were going to do something like a consistent, like Graphk and Sanjit show. You know what I mean? We had already set that up. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get that going this year. He's a busy man. I'm a busy man, but Sanjit will definitely be all over the show, all over the channel this year. Doc's a question. If you could bring any rappers, I'm just bringing Raider guys. You know what I mean? Would love to have Ice Cube. Definitely. The mayor of Raider Nation, right? Would love to have Ice Cube on. Love it. Other than that, man, I have my boy TQ. He's a Raider. I had Too Short on. I interviewed him on the channel. Shout out to Short. He's a Raider. That was fun. But maybe bring Short back one more time. I think that'd be dope. But getting Cube on would be phenomenal. Let me see. Thank you, Rick. Your shows with Sanjit are fire for real. I love it, man. Just another guy that knows ball and loves ball. I love it, man. He said, man. Oh, Dame. There you go. You know what? Hey, Josh, I'm going to work on that. I am going to work on that. I would love to have Dame on. And he is so down to earth and so cool. He's not a guy that you would even think that, like the celebrity and all that shit. He don't even look at it like that. He's just a solid dude. I guarantee you he'd probably jump on the show. Definitely would. Nah, Mozzie ain't a Raider, Reese. And it's funny because shout out to my dog Selly Rue. He's a cowboy. So every time we FaceTime or I see him when I'm with Fingers and shit, we always laugh about that. Shout out to Chanel. I appreciate you, bro. Get a couple more questions in, man. We're just shooting this shit now. You guys get some questions in. Let's talk some football. Let's talk whatever you guys want. About an hour and a half in. I still got some time to burn. What's up? We still got 630 people in the building. Come on, man. Let's talk. He said Waller. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. You guys wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Shout out to LV. I think Max, man, I'm going to be real with you, LV. I know that Max has spit a few bars before, but I got to say this, man. He got that $98 million bag. I think he put the mic down, bro. I think Max ain't tripping off no rap shit. He just like, y'all can have that shit. I got my money. Bob, if I had to name a starting right tackle right now, it would be Jermaine Illuminor. That's who I have starting right now. You know what I'm saying? But do not be shocked if Mumford beats him out, and do not be shocked if Dalton Wagner's name starts coming up more and more and more in the process. Yeah, Richie, man. Richie puts on some good content too, Walt. JC, I don't know yet, man. I'm still thinking about doing an anthem. I don't know. There's just so many people that do rap records now for the Raiders. It's just it's so oversaturated. That's no shade to anybody. I love anybody that loves to rap about their fandom. It's great, but I don't know. It's just kind of difficult to want to do another record when there's so many of them that drops. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see, man. Federal, bro, I'm already Boogie. I already got the thumbnail and everything. That's been ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting on him. I know he was out there in Puerto Rico and doing his stuff. And then I got family with Woodson Whiskey, my boy Jay. You know, he works very, very close with Boogie. So we've been working on that. I've had that thumbnail ready to go for forever. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Let me see. Shout out to my boy, Independently Blind, my dog, man. Oakland Knights in the building. What up, Graphk? Keep hustling, brothers. Paying dividends. Much love. Keeping an eye on that secondary. I'm excited. Salute to my God, man. A guy that's been down with me for a long time. Appreciate you, my brother. Said get George Lopez on the show. I like that, Okie. Let's talk about this. Who shows out in joint practice this week? I got two guys for one specific reason. Okay. Marcus Peters, former Ram, right? Played with him. He's going to go over there with a chip on his shoulder. Marcus Peters. Another guy, Tyler Hall, a guy that, you know, also played for the Rams as well. People tend to forget that. A guy that, you know, gave us some nice reps at the nickel position last year. You know what I mean? And he still may be a nice little part, a nice little piece of this defense. So I have him. I was going to say David Long, CPT as well, but he's been dealing with an injury. He hasn't really been out there at camp, so I don't know what's going on with him. I'll say another guy that's just going to continue to build. Yeah, man, probably Jimmy G. Jimmy G. Let's continue to build on that, Rick. Let's build on that. I want to see him continue to build that momentum. See, the thing is this, you know, we were playing against the Niners in joint practice, a team that Jimmy G wanted to show out against. He just left them. He was there for many years, right? Let's see him do the same thing against the team that he had to play in his division, but, you know, there's still not that, you know, he knew the defense. He knew that he knew, you know, he knows how the Niners run this shit. I want to see how he does against the Rams in joint practice. Definitely. And CPT, that's another one. I want to see what Jay Silvera, our defensive tackle, 7th rounder out of ASU, performs once again in joint practice. Definitely. Shout out to Elite. Do you see Graham using different defensive fronts, 3-4-5-2, etc.? Yeah, he's going to, you know, the thing is this, though, Elite, what I'm hearing is, and it's kind of showing, he's simplifying things. You know what I mean? Like they called him the Black Picasso because every week he would change his game plan to see how, you know, to his vision, right? His vision is, we're going to play this kind of defense against this opposing team. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're definitely going to see different fronts. But I'm going to be honest, Elite, I think that this upcoming season, he's going to keep it a little more simple, especially with maybe potentially his job being on the line. I think he's going to keep it a little more simple and just because let's just keep it a buck, man. We talked about this the other day. Some of the best defenses in the world are very, very simple. They're very simple. I said this on the Blackout podcast the other day, right? Look at some of the worst defenses that we've had. You know, you look at Pauly G. His defense made no sense at all. In those years, we probably had the worst defense in the world. You know what I mean? Then you bring in a Gus Bradley, who's very simple. His defense is a lot more simple, and our defense got better that year. I'm not going to say it was great, but it got better. You see the difference, right? So it's like, it's just keep it simple. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? And yes, you're going to see some different fronts, but I think he's going to simplify things this year. He's going to, you know, play to the player's strengths, and I don't think that he's going to look at them. It's going to be more of have them play to their strengths than them playing to what he sees fit. Let me just say that. Does that make any sense, Elite? You kind of get what I'm saying? Play to what their strengths are and not to what your vision is. You know what I mean? Play to your players' strengths. And I think that's going to happen a lot this year. Shout out to my boy Raider Way, man. Appreciate you, brother. You're on point. Keep it simplified. It only makes us better. Thank you, King. We appreciate you, Raider Nation rules. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my brother. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you. Okay, Elite. Perfect. Because, sometimes I get to rambling and then it's like it makes sense in my head, but I'm like, everybody's looking at me like, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe he's going to simplify things this year. Let me see. But yeah, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. Once again, appreciate you guys. Pull up on me and Hammer's show tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. We will be doing our phone call show. Make sure you get your hot takes in. Give us a call. Looking forward to hearing from Elite and a few other people. Give us a call. We'll be live on my channel and Hammer's as well. We don't care what channel you're watching from. Just make sure you guys pull up. Make sure you wipe them feet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Other than that, PlanetRaiders.com, OakLosVegas.com. Go get your coffee and Convo mugs. Go get your merch. With that being said, you guys, I think Mike is going to be active tonight too. Okay, boom. Love it. My brother Big Mike's going to be live today as well, you guys. Pull up on Big Mike Raiders channel at 8 Pacific. I know he has a lot to talk about. We've had a lot of stuff going on this previous weekend. Make sure you pull up. I know I'm definitely going to pull up on my brother, man. Send me the invite, bro. I'm going to pull up for a few tonight after we're done. Salute to my brother Big Mike. With that being said, shout out to my brother CJ with a super on the way out. Fire content. Docs, bro, donkeys are trash. This team is brought in and have settled down much more disciplined and focused. I'm standing on 10 wins. They truly bought in. DW, watch out for him. Salute to my dog CJ. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. And I definitely agree with you, man. The donkeys are asparagus, bro. I agree with you. They are asparagus. Salute to my dog CJ. With that being said, I will see you guys tonight. Love y'all as always. One.